Jay.
Oh,
All right. So this is titled Work from Home, How to Succeed. And we are live on YouTube right now. Can you hear me? I see a finger. It's not the bad finger. Hey, man.
okay. So, see that? That's
Yeah.
where you're appearing.
Yeah. That's our live stream.
Yeah, but how come I can't? It says that you.
Hang tight. I can't read the rest of it. Do I have to join? Oh, how about that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Can you hear me in your ears now?
Yes, I can.
All right, I'm hanging up.
All right. I love technology, man. It
So
helps us.
I had to join the green room myself. I just
Oh.
assumed I was already part of yeah. So there you go.
But look how glitchy it is, though. See how?
I'm not seeing any glitchiness. Maybe it's because I appear so large.
No, I mean, I'm
Did I
looking.
just get smaller for you?
No, I mean it's really. I don't know how this is going to be on Facebook or YouTube.
Oh,
Now,
send to live. Hang on. So the stream is about to be updated. Okay, now I made myself smaller. Yeah, I don't know how it's going
well,
to
make
be
me smaller.
on. Well, I just block you. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to look like on YouTube. But let me send myself back. Move back.
Like I said, like me and you right now talking, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the feed over here to my right on the stream output,
Yeah.
it's really choppy. Well, I mean, picture wise, it's good,
Yeah.
but it's real. I say something,
That's
it stops.
okay.
It's freeze framing.
I understand what you're saying, and you have to remember, like, it's trying to basically send a stream and then watch a stream in the
Yeah.
same context.
So when you move that, I can see the edge of your office. Nope,
Which is,
other way. Right there. That's good.
can you really?
Yeah. In your
Oh,
camera, but
I
not
see. I see. I got it. I got it. I got it. I
now
got
you
it.
can move over a little bit more.
You're looking up in the right, though. You're not looking at the actual live stream. The stream output is what's going to YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Let me fix something here to the.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to end up off scene. Yeah. All right. So,
How's my levels here?
it's
Do I
great.
sound
You're great.
okay?
Yeah. Send a live. Why does it keep asking me? Okay. So, one of the things that we need to do before we get rolling is to go on YouTube and copy that live stream link to Facebook.
Okay.
Are you comfortable doing that, or do you want me to do it?
I don't know if I can do
All
that,
right,
man.
let me see if I can do it.
If I get what you're saying there.
Here we go. Your channel, that would be us.
Share your screen because you can. Show me what you're talking
let's
about.
see. Let's see how this works. Hang on. Let me try that. Where is that?
Okay, so go down at the bottom of the main screen. See the menu? It says mute mic, hide cam, share screen, settings, leave room.
Oh, I don't have that. But I should be able to share my screen. Hang on.
It says we're live right now, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can. Oh, I know how to do it. Here.
Well, then you don't want to share your screen then.
Well, hold on. Let's just see what this does. Scene 2. Add a layer. Camera, microphone, third-party integration, image. Huh. Oh, screen share. There it is. Cool. And I want to share this screen right here. Okay. So now if I do a scene switch, choose device, browser screen. Okay, let's see if this updates.
Did we just show the world how to do this?
The pop song professor shared our video. I just got a notification. He just shared it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, by the way, can you hear this?
No.
Well, hold on. I'm not.
Well, you're still you're still sharing. Yeah, I can.
You can still see my screen, my desktop.
Yeah, there's like it's a standby screen down at the bottom.
Can you still see it?
Yes.
Okay, now that's good to know. So now,
You need to stop sharing is what you need to do.
let's see if that disables it. Can you still see it?
At the present time, yes.
That's crazy. What's on it?
I can see your
Purple, black and purple.
Yeah, your soundboard and all
Okay,
that.
so let's.
I can. I mean, but in the stream output, I do not see it.
Oh, I can here. Stop sharing. Now you
Yeah.
can.
Ooh, now I can't see you.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird.
At all?
I can see you in the stream output, but not.
Oh, well, that's all that matters.
Well, not really, but
You okay? Well, hold on. Let's see if we can figure this out. So, to those of you that are about to join us or just joining us,
or
at
joining.
1:30, I think is when we announced we are testing a new live streaming platform, and we thought, what better way to do this than to actually talk about something relevant while we test. So
Exactly.
that's what we're up to. So Jay,
Yes.
you still cannot see me?
I can't see either one of us now.
How about now? Can you see me now? Can you see me? Oh, ooh, I covered you up. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Here, let me get rid of that. Okay. How about now? Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
No.
How about now?
No.
How about now? How about now?
No.
Now? Now? How about now?
Nothing. It's a blank screen. But I do see you in the stream output.
I think it's something going on in your feed. I really do. Because if I pull open YouTube on my phone, which I'm about to do, and go to our channel and tap on the live stream, and go to our channel and tap on the live stream. There you go. Look, it's fine.
Yeah, I see. Let's see here.
There you go. Look,
I'm looking at see channels, playlists, videos.
All right. I want to mention something to you.
Yeah.
I have the YouTube chat interface open.
Okay.
And I think that will allow me to see when people go over to YouTube and type in a chat, I should be able to see it here.
Yeah. I am looking for it on Facebook though, and I don't see it.
There is no Facebook stream. It's only YouTube.
Oh, I see. So we're streaming to YouTube.
We have to pay for the paid version to be able to do both.
Oh, I see. But we're just going to put a link on it.
That's what I just did. Yeah.
Okay. So how will that happen?
How will what happen?
Our audience.
How will our audience happen?
How will they on Facebook be able to connect to that?
They have to go to YouTube. They have to click on the link in Facebook and go to the YouTube stream.
Gotcha. Okay. So that was not in the directions on our Facebook page, but we did give them the links.
Right. Because we did not know at the time whether we were going to be able to do both. And I emailed support last night and they said, yes, you can do it. Here's the instructions to do it. But you have to go out of the trial version and into the paid version to be able to do it.
I got you. Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you too, is that the stream on the phone, the YouTube, it looks way better than what I'm seeing here, actual stream output. So I'm good.
You're fine. Yeah.
So I think it'll be fine. Well, let's get started. Let's talk.
All right, go ahead.
Are you ready? So everybody, thanks for joining.
Here.
What?
Wait.
What? Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing, right? We're all working from home, having margaritas, right?
That's it, man. It's all great, man.
All right, Jay, you got
this. Yeah. So welcome in, everybody. Keith and I are working remotely. How about that?
Here's that never happens, does it?
That never happens. And just to show you how easily it can be done, he's doing it from Tennessee, and I, of course, am up here in the Great Pacific Northwest, hard hit area, which is driving us a lot. All home, not all of us, but a lot of us who can, and whose employers will allow them to work remotely. Which is a good thing to keep that safe distance. So we wanted to take this opportunity to kind of share with you some of the tips that we have for being able to achieve it, working remotely while balancing your family, your life, and not going nuts in the process. Which, if you let it, it will. Is that not right, Keith?
It is. I've seen a lot of people struggling right now. Some of them are my own family members. A lot of comments on Facebook about just what an utter disaster it is and how they're struggling and all that. So we've been doing this for a while, and we've had many conversations around how we do it and what works well for us. And we wanted to share those all while testing a new live streaming platform. I mean, what more could you ask for? So, excuse me. So Jay and I came up with some pro tips
Pro tips, man.
on ways to succeed on working from home. Now, actually, Jay, let me hit record on my audio mixer here just to see later on how this does. But
Oh yeah,
okay,
that's right. So
yeah,
again, folks, disclaimer: we're testing a live streaming platform.
yep,
Um, whoever's joining in right now, you were the first audience
yeah. Thanks for
to
watching.
see this on this platform, and yes, thank you for watching.
So while we test this, like we've okay. So I'm pretty sure that you and I, even though we didn't directly discuss the objectives for this, here's our goals in the tips that we're going to give you. Let's start with your goals, right? So if you're
That's it.
struggling right now, this whole working from home thing is new to you, or you haven't done much of it. Here's what we've got for you. Now, I've done this for about 10 years. I didn't always do well at it. I got better. But goals, right? So Jay, so I went old school with paper and marker, right? For
Oh
my
yeah, I
presentation. Okay.
well, I'm old
So
school anyway.
so quality of work, okay, number 1, right? Good work
Hmm.
output. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now that if you're just thinking you can log on and respond to a couple work emails and then go back to like Netflix, that's not
Ain't,
going to work that might work for the first couple days or week. People are going to figure
mhm.
you out pretty quickly. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So good work output. That's objective number 1. That's
Hmm.
what we're going to walk away with today. How to do
Yeah.
that. How to be efficient. Okay. Objective number 2, efficiency, right
Right.
there. Okay. Efficiency means getting the most done, in this case, in the least amount of time or effort, right? So getting right to it and knocking it out, right?
Exactly. Exactly,
Um,
folks.
and then the last one, which is what we all should be doing, is working towards some kind of reward system so you can go outside and play later. So get your work done, as I often tell my own kid, and then you can go outside and play.
Yeah. And there are ways to break that up. And so I think between Keith and I, we might be able to enlighten you on some of those tips
Yeah.
on how to best achieve it. And everybody's different. That's the key that we need to, one of the points we need to get
Yes.
across. But
Now,
we're all trying to reach that common goal.
speaking of kids and everybody being different,
Mhm.
look, if you are a single parent and you have 3 kids at home, this is going to be a little bit different than if there's 2 parents at home and you're trying to manage the kids. And I can tell you right now that most of what we're going to be talking about here is for you personally. So if you've got kids at home, you're gonna and you don't have a direct family member that can help you with that, it's going to create a whole different situation, and you're going to have to reach back out to your employer, and you're going to have to be honest with them, and you're
That's
going to
right.
have to say, look, I don't have a choice. I'm going to have reduced output because I've got a kid at home. If mom and dad are both home, if there's 2 parents at home, split up the work.
That's
Take
it.
trade off every hour, right? Like, I'll take this hour, you take the next hour. And then we've got a little bit of a homeschool. So that's my disclaimer here, that if you're trying to deal with working from home and being a full-time homeschooler, have a realist. You're going to have to meet reality on reality's terms. Okay. have a realistic expectation that someone is going to have to take the teacher role.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, I'm stepping off my soapbox.
Well, I think with the children at home, or child, I should say. Don't let me put the cart before the horse.
Sometimes it's children.
Oh yeah. Well, I get that, and I'm not going there. You could fight that battle, friend. But no, I mean, I think that's what's going to be really beneficial today for our audience that may be listening is that you have a child at home, and so you've got a lot more dynamics going on in your world than I do in mine. Mine's
well, you say that, but
yeah,
you're you're wearing multiple hats. One of those just isn't young child parent, but you are wearing multiple hats.
Correct. Point taken. Which is, some of us may be members of a board on your HOA, and all of a sudden a flag gets ripped off of a mailbox and it has to be replaced, or somebody calls you and wants to know.
It's a life-threatening emergency, right? Mailbox flag missing.
Yeah,
we need to like call in the National Guard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For
Stop the presses. Okay.
Stop the presses, man. We got a mailbox flag missing. So, but are we just going to dive into some of these things? And I can tell you let me give you what my biggest hurdle was when I started working remotely.
Okay, let's hear it. And then let's go into, I've got a stack of I've got each one on its own card here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you've got some, and we'll go into those. So yes, let's hear your, what was your biggest hurdle?
My biggest hurdle, when I was when I relocated to where I'm at, that's when I began working remotely. Okay. And I had to maintain the same work hours as the company that I was working for, which was in a different time zone. So I had to move my clock up. So from a sleep standpoint, it wasn't difficult, but because I got up at that time initially anyway, but instead of getting up and showering and going through my routine of coffee and then getting in my car and commuting into work, and then by that time I've kind of, I've decompressed a little bit before getting in the office at 8 a.m. Now I get up and have a cup of coffee, and I don't have time to take a shower. I've got to jump right into the office hours. I had to figure out how to make that work. It was a huge challenge. And how I did that is I had to kind of communicate and over communicate, if you will, to those on the other end that, hey, look, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage over you because I don't have that luxury in the morning of the couple of hours in the commute in and being able to grab a bite to eat before I go in. It's like hit the floor running at 6 a.m. I'm online and I'm working. That was one of my biggest hurdles, was finding the discipline to stick to a specific schedule. And I think that's very important. But to communicate that schedule. Okay. So don't be afraid to say, because people are learning on that end too. And I think we'll get into that a little bit, Keith. We talked about that earlier.
Dude, you just hit like 3 key points in your opening monologue.
So, and I don't really want to, steal any thunder from Keith, because
it's okay.
Keith's been doing this a lot longer than I have. We've both been doing it for a while, but it's having to basically teach those folks on the other end how this works. So your employer also has a challenge of trying to understand how these things work.
Right.
So those are challenges. Those are real world challenges that people have. And you have to first get over that hurdle. And then there's a lot of other things that fall on top of that, but you have to be able to be disciplined to a schedule, but you have to discipline those that you're working for as well. There you go.
Good. Yes. So, do you want to maybe so do you want to just start getting into the actual tips here that we've got that are,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll mention this, Jay, by the way. I've got some I already started a page on our Mentioned on the Podcast. I already started an entry for this live stream.
Oh,
I've got it open, and I'm going to add things to it in real time. So anything that we talk about here, we can put. Yeah.
I lost your audio there for just a quick second. Whenever you were doing the sound effect.
So now, can you hear me?
Yep, but I lost you for a second though.
But the drums. Okay, got it. Yeah. Good to know. See, this is why we're testing. So if you're just joining us, we're testing a new live streaming platform. We wanted to use our time productively, so we're gonna share with you some pro work from home tips while we test. Thanks everybody for checking us out. Okay. Yeah. So as we get into those, and you already know what they are, I'll try to update them on the website in real time. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So who's going first here? You or me?
You. Go ahead.
So number one, pro tip working from home. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now understand, like Jay said, everybody's different. We all have different work styles. Mm-hmm. We get that. These are general guidelines. Modify these how you think best suit you, but they're good starting points for a foundation. Okay. So number one,
hey everybody. I think we've lost Keith, and that's part of this process. Let's see here if we can get him back. I don't even know what his number one was.
Oh, hey everybody, I'm back. Did you get me, Jay? Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're really loud.
I can't hear you.
Well, that's crazy. It looks like our streaming platform just took a poop. Wow. It says loading. Huh. Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Interesting.
Can you hear me now? I hear you clicking around on that mouse. Do I need to leave and come back? What about if I refresh the page? What happens if I refresh the page? Jay? Can you hear me? All right, be right back.
Can you hear me?
Hey, everybody. Jay will be back in a minute. Hey, rejoin with the link in your email, please. I just sent him a message. He'll be back. Here he comes. There he is. All right.
Hey.
Hey, Jay. Can you hear me?
Okay? I'm back.
We're all back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so magic of the internet. Again, we are testing, guys. This is this is a platform. I mean, we kind of have to see how this works, and so we're kind of kicking the tire, so to speak. I'm gonna go back on YouTube real quick, Jay, and just see if
yeah, that's fine. I'm going there as well too, so
to speak. I'm gonna go back. Yep, YouTube. There we go. There's a little bit of a delay, but it's working. Okay, so So I was about to give number one.
Yes, you were. Go for it. Now that I heard. I lost you again.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Okay, now you're good.
How about now?
Yeah, I got you.
How about now?
Look at you and your flashcards, man.
I'm going old school. Okay.
Yeah,
How about now?
it is.
Can you hear me now?
I can,
The
yeah.
joke's getting old, isn't it? All
It
right.
is getting old. It is.
So number one, calendar, schedule.
Yeah,
Everybody got that?
I knew you were
Okay.
going there, man.
We all have these calendars on our devices. I launched into this right before the stream crashed. You guys managed to make it through this, get to hear it again. But use it. Put things on whether it's your iPad or your Outlook calendar or your Mac calendar, Windows, whatever. Get that calendar open and start scheduling stuff. Schedule your day.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that you want to do is, I recommend no more than 45 minutes of time per segment. So you're gonna do this, and we're gonna get to this in a minute. But as you're putting things on your calendar, make sure you leave yourself enough time for breaks. Okay, so be realistic with it, but put things on your calendar. Plan your day out, even if that means, I'm taking a 2-hour. I'm going out for a run for 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna, eat lunch, and then I'm gonna shower, whatever. Put it on your calendar. Plan your day, right?
Yeah,
that
definitely.
way, one of two things is going to happen here, folks. Either the situation is going to take control of your schedule, or you're going to take control of your schedule. It's up to you.
Right.
One way or the other, things will eat your time up. Go ahead, Jay.
And let me elaborate on that, because this is a great point that Keith brings up. And when Keith and I started working together remotely here, with Parts Counter Gurus, it was a challenge for me to try to set aside and get on the same page with Keith, but he slowly got me on the train of realizing that, hey, keeping a schedule is a good thing. For one reason, for me, is the reminders, setting reminders. And that translated over into my business, my other job, or jobs that I have working remotely, where I can set my schedule to work a few hours and then work in a podcast or a meeting with Keith. So it allows you to manage and juggle those things. It makes it easier. One of the most important things that I found with it, and Keith is probably no different than I am, you can really dive into work, and you'll be working and on a roll. And I get it. We all get there, right? And the next thing you know, you look up at the clock and you've worked 12 hours. And I must say, some of you may like that, but really you need to break away from it, because it's not healthy to stay focused.
I don't, man. I want to go drink a beer and watch Netflix or whatever. I'm not like Mr. Love to Work, right? But
circumstances can have an effect on that. But if you don't have any outside circumstances causing that, and you can set your schedule, it's a great idea.
That's right.
To put those breaks in, and then have your reminders pop up to say, hey, it's break time. It's just like the school bell, man. When you're a kid, you knew when it was lunch.
So, Jay, I mean, people probably think, we have a YouTube channel. We're content creators. Go check us out on our website at partscounterguru.com. By the way, if you're watching this, please make sure that you give it a like and a subscribe and leave us a comment.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that don't live on this side of the camera think, well, you show up and you podcast, or you show up and you record a video, and then you just save that video and you're done. Most of the work that we do is planned out in advance of camera time.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's post, right? There's video production and all that, but most of the time we're figuring stuff out. We're storyboarding. We're putting stuff together. That's all done days in advance.
Mm.
What you're doing is no different. You have got to plan out your day. You can't just show up and go, well, I'm going to get it done. What's in my inbox, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can't.
All right. So Sorry, what
Okay.
do you have on allergies are killing me?
I
What do you
I
have on your
Right.
on
So,
your
and this
agenda?
is right up Keith's alley, and I wanted to bring this one up because he is an expert in this area. Um, and I say that because I've both worked with him in that capacity, and also on he was my go-to guy for many reasons. But I will say this: set yourself up for success with the right equipment. And a lot of cases you're going to work for a company that they want to give you a laptop and send you home. And in some cases, what do I do? If you're going to be working remotely, you need to make sure that you have really stable and good connectivity to the internet, because you may be working through a VPN or you may be working through LogMeIn.
How's your cell phone signal in home?
Right. Exactly.
Hey, did you
Make
think about that
sure
one?
your equipment is reliable and connectivity, bottom line. And
So wait,
also,
so let me just clarify.
mhm.
I shouldn't be leeching off my neighbor's Wi-Fi if I'm going to work from home.
Exactly,
Is
man.
that what you're saying?
Exactly. Plan
Okay.
for it. If it costs you a little extra money, but it's advantageous to you. And I'm telling you guys, a lot of employers right now don't realize that an employee working remotely can be, and in most cases, are far more productive
Okay.
than people sitting in the
We're
office.
gonna get into a little bit of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But part of what you are doing here, okay.
Hmm.
If you have an employer that is not they're all being cast into this unknown work from home that they're not accustomed to. Now, some companies they have a remote, they call it a remote workforce, and they are used to knowing how to deal with employees that work from home or work
Hmm.
remotely.
Hmm.
A lot of these companies now with the COVID-19 lockdown, this is all new to them. Okay. So some of this, and Jay had this conversation off camera earlier today, is you having to train your employer. And sometimes that means you have to show them how to do it, not in a bossy way, not in a let me show you, Mr. Boss guy or lady, but in a just communicate to them, hey, let's set a conversation time. Let's set
Hmm.
a follow up. Let's set a phone call. Let's set a product discussion for, and then throw something out there. When can we visit this? And you're showing them progress. Hey,
Hmm.
when I'm done with this next week, what day can you talk to me about it? Can you
Right.
schedule 30 minutes? You have to sort of teach them. And Jay and I joke about this because the old days of some guy hitting the coffee machine at 8:01 and walking up and down the halls and looking indoors and seeing who's in their office, that's not going to work.
Nope.
You have to throw that out the window. There are completely different ways now that we have to 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 monitor and meter performance.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So, number 2 I've got here on my list,
Why do I feel like this is an NXS song?
chunk it,
Chunk it. I can't wait.
work in chunks. Okay?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I do that.
So if you've
I'm a
got a
chunker.
project that you know is going to take a couple hours, don't put 2 solid hours straight on your calendar. That is a recipe for failure. Set yourself up for success. 45 minutes tops. Take a break every 30 to 45 minutes. Make sure that you work in time for exercise, meals, all that's important. If you take a walk for 10 minutes, go to the mailbox, whatever, come back, you're refreshed, you're reset, you're ready to go. Work in chunks.
Mhm.
I understand it may take more than 45 minutes to finish this job. Fine. Take a break at 45 minutes. Go go do something active, go get a drink of water, whatever,
Mhm.
and then come back and you don't even have to, if you don't feel, if that's too much, if that's too detailed oriented for you to put on your calendar, fine. Block out 2.5 hours and then just set your alarm every 45 minutes to get up and go do something. But do it in chunks. If you try to knock something out, Jay alluded to this earlier, in an hour and a half or 2 hours straight, first of all, the quality of what you're outputting is going to suffer because you can't stay focused for that long. And second of all, you're going to hate what you're doing. You're going to despise working from home.
Right.
And it ain't so bad, I'll tell you that. So
No,
chunk it up. Go if you got to go
yes.
to the post office or whatever. Not now,
Go,
but
go, go.
go to the post office.
If you've got, if you've got that grocery list that you want to knock out, and it takes you an hour to go do it, go get away from your desk and go get your. It's ways to be productive, like you said, but try to keep some sort of normalcy within it,
Yeah.
and don't feel like you've got to cram everything because that puts a lot of anxiety on you. And
Be realistic with your
yeah,
scheduling,
right,
okay?
absolutely.
If a project is going to take me an hour and I estimate that, block out an hour and a half. And I typically will leave 30-minute buffers. So if I schedule something for an hour,
Hmm.
I will not butt something right up against that and start on that at the top of the hour. I will put a 30-minute buffer in there for two
Hmm.
reasons. Number one, rarely do I ever finish things exactly when I think I'm going to.
Hmm.
And number two, it the unexpected. You have time to deal with the unexpected.
Mm,
If you got a 911 call or somebody at work's like code red, whatever,
right.
you got a few minutes to deal with that. If you got somebody comes to the door or whatever, package delivery you got to sign for. So I leave myself intentional buffers in my schedule of about 30 minutes. Your
Right.
mileage may vary, but be realistic with your schedule. Don't try to just force yourself to meet unrealistic deadlines.
That's a good point, and that was one of the things that I was gonna talk about, so I'll just kinda
Did I
tag onto that.
sorry.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
it's quite alright. It's not about you and me, it's about us sharing what we know, and whether you talk about it and I talk about it doesn't matter. The point is getting the point across, so, yeah. So, what to add to that, um, don't be afraid. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me back up. Okay, so you've got a project, you're going along, and like he said, he adds buffers into his schedule for those unexpected things to occur. And trust us, it will happen. Trust us. You're going to have those moments where you get that phone call and the 3 hours that you had intended on working, on a project today, it's all gone. Poof. I can't do it. I like to try to tell people, trust in your ability to get the job done. That's why you're a professional. That's why you're doing what you do. Don't feel guilty that day that you didn't get it done. Go back to your schedule, look at the whole picture, and schedule it back in. Make things work. Keith and I do this all the time. That's why we schedule things, because it allows us the opportunity to say, because things will come up between Keith and I, and we say, are you available? Well, let me look at my schedule. I can move this. Okay, perfect. So we squeeze in an hour. What I'm saying is don't get discouraged at all when these sorts of things happen, because if you manage your time and you schedule your time, you can look at the big picture and you can fit that back in and you can make up on it. And don't feel guilty when those things happen. Just move on through life, because again, it is a home and work balance that you're trying to achieve. It's your house, it's your home office, and there you live here, you eat here, you sleep here. Um, there's a lot of these things that will occur throughout the day that will, you've got to have your home life. That's
Hey,
very important. So there you go. Here's my
Jay, do we have
tag onto
time
that.
for a commercial break?
Yes, we do. You want to?
You see what I just did there?
I
See what
did.
I did?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So pro bonus tip here. Now, this is a product that I use in our home.
Mhm.
Okay. If you have just your basic home internet, and what I mean by that is you don't have some sort of small business system, this is a pretty good solution. You We're going to go back to kind of what we started with in the beginning when we talked about if you have kids at home, it kind of changes
Ooh,
the rules a little bit.
slightly.
This is a side tip, pro tip, side tip, just the tip. I don't know. Screens are a
Sharp tip.
reward. Do not start your day on screens. You are asking for trouble. Okay. You're going to get blowback on this. You're going to get pushback. You're going to get, for a couple days, and then they'll adjust. And this is something we struggle with in my house. It's very frustrating to me. I've kind of stepped out of that role because my wife she's taken on a little bit more of the teacher responsibility with the homeschool situation.
Mhm.
My son started this morning on an Xbox, and I came down and I saw it and I just hit the roof. But don't start your day with your kids on screens. Okay, so we have a product at home. Parents love this. Kids hate it. It's great. It's called Disney Circle. Okay, we're gonna put the link. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it online. When I bought mine, it was $200. It came with I think it was $200. Maybe it was $100, but it came with a year of the Circle subscription, and it's a little physical device. You plug that. It's a little box. You plug it into your home router, your
Mhm.
Wi-Fi router,
Right.
and then it goes out and it looks and sees every device that's connected to your home network. So it's got my son's iPad, it's got my phone, it's got my wife's phone, it's got my wife's laptop, it's got my laptop, and so on and so on. It's got our smart TVs, all that stuff, right? And then you assign some of those to individuals. So my son has a couple devices, and I've assigned them to his profile. And then I go in and I set restrictions. You can't go to certain websites, content filtering. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, he has time limits, so he can't be on this thing at 11 o'clock at night. We set daily use restrictions. Now, we started doing this and we did it like on the weekends or summertime. He'd get 3 or 4 hours a day on screens.
Mhm.
I have changed my philosophy on that. What we now do is I'll start him off with 15 to 30 minutes. That's what you get for the day. You got 30 minutes of screen time. Use it wisely. That includes iMessaging your friends, FaceTime calls, all that, right? You can earn more time, and they have this reward feature in the app. It's really cool. The
Mhm.
parental app, I'll show it to you right here, if I can get my screen to show up. So I log into Circle right here. Okay. Then there we go. Now it's got my wife and my son. So if I tap on my son,
Now wait a
there
minute.
he is.
Do you restrict your wife?
Well, no, but you
Okay.
have to set like unrestricted, so
I
that
was
she
about to
doesn't have.
say, man, that's
Okay.
it's like, whoa.
Now there's a little star next to his face.
My wife may have to restrict me, but
Yeah, right. But it'll do that if you need to. And what I do is I just hit that little star for a reward, and I can give him another 15 minutes. I can give him another 20, 30, 40, whatever, hour. But what I would prefer is, okay, do 30 minutes of homework. I'll give you another 30 minutes of screen time.
yeah.
That's how we're going to start our day, right? So instead of, well, you got 3 hours of screen time, and then you're going to come back, and then I'm going to beg you to do your homework, and then you're going to refuse to do it because your brain's already fried from being on the screens for 3 hours. Okay.
Mhm.
So Disney Circle, highly recommended. It's not perfect, but it's one of the best parental management tools for screens out there. That will be on partscountergurus.com. Look for our mentioned on the podcast tab. Click on that. I've actually already put it up there. And you can click on it and buy it. Now, Amazon's running short on supply, surprisingly, right? Because
Mhm.
everybody's at home.
Right.
They do have the lifetime subscription version. It's $300. It's
Mhm.
actually a good deal because it's $10 a month after the first year for this
Right.
service.
Right.
So there
That's
you go. We've
great,
got a
man.
link to
What a
it. You're
great
welcome to go click on it and buy it.
gosh, man. See, my children they're in their late 20s and almost 30. So this is technology. I wish some of these things were available for me,
Yeah.
and it's so don't say that technology's a bad thing because, and I don't know that many people would, but it's a really good thing, and if used properly. And yeah, wow, that's great, man. I had no idea anything like. Well, I wouldn't
It's
know because I don't have kids to police.
now,
So
if they go to a friend's house or a friend
yeah,
comes over to our house,
yeah,
it's still metered. Like, so there's a little app that runs on my son's iPad, and if he goes
hmm
to a friend's house and he's on their Wi-Fi, it's still because of that app, that Circle app that's running on their. You have to put it on each device that you want to
hmm
manage.
right.
It'll still filter and manage time and all that.
Huh,
And if a friend comes over to our house, that's where that physical box comes in
that's great.
because it says, "Hey, I got somebody here I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just going
yeah.
to default them to the like most secure profile."
Right now, in more of a less advanced way, there are Wi-Fi routers out there that with an app you can
They have some of this.
control. Yeah, you can control some of the things, but not nearly to that depth. But you can at least manage the
That's
device
right. Yeah.
connectivity. So, as a matter of fact, the Netgear, their AX series with that app. And
Yeah.
I just recently purchased one, and I just recently shot a
Yeah, we got it's be out
review
soon.
on it.
Keep your
Yeah,
eyes peeled for that on our
yeah.
website and
R8,
our YouTube page.
yeah, REX 75 and REX 80 were the models that I'm kind of in that group, but great stuff.
Jay
But
got
anyway,
himself a gamer router.
I did, man. It's a game changer. And it's a Wi-Fi 6 technology, which I don't have any AX.
If you want to learn about that, go back and watch our
Yeah.
our podcast or listen to our podcast episode on the internet. I don't know what episode number it is, but we get into that.
It's changing fast too. I mean,
Yeah.
the technology, but yeah, good stuff, man. So
What do you got?
next, you got another one?
What's on your next?
Well,
what's your next step?
gosh, man. I think, well, I've got a ton of stuff, but let me think about where I want to go with this. Okay. Boundaries. Okay, with spouses, with kids, your workspace. All right. Back to my original, the first time I ever worked remotely was new to me. It was new to my company, and it was also new to my wife. And it was very difficult for her to wrap her brain around the fact that I'm working. So we had points to where I had to stop what I was doing just to talk to her. So what we did is to get around that, and it was very frustrating because I'd be in the middle of something, and I know it's just human nature when you're in your own home, your spouse doesn't work. It's like you're just at home, It's so they feel like they could break in and have a conversation with you. So it was a bit of a learning curve for us, but we sat down and we communicated and we talked about it. We discussed how this could work for both of us. So I set boundaries. I said, you need to look at the clock, that I will work in 2-hour increments. And after those 2 hours, this is my break. And if you need to talk to me about it, then let's talk. We got 15 to 30 minutes. I'll take a break. So the minute that we did that, we were able to start. She was able, even though she was a stay-at-home, or I wouldn't call her a homemaker. She's in transition from moving out and not, she wanted to kind of wait before she went back to work. She's now working, which is great. So now I have the freedom of my own office, and I don't have those boundaries that I have to set anymore. In fact, she has boundaries for me, which is quite interesting because she comes home for lunch and I have to be out of her way. So, which is fine. And that's the thing. I the best piece of advice is to set those boundaries and then respect each other's spaces, but try to work in those moments of communication because you need to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And to keep the flow going, to keep everybody happy. It is difficult, but again, if you set your schedule, then you can set those boundaries. And that's very important. So it kind of ties into what we were talking earlier about, about that, the work schedule. And then to pile on top of that, when you set your boundaries, you need to, we already said this, but you do need to take physical breaks. I like to work out during the day. So I schedule in my schedule a couple of mile walk, 3-mile walk, some strength training. And this is a daily routine for me that recharges my batteries. I'm getting in some exercise. I'm getting some health benefit from it. It also de-stresses you. It also gives you that alone time to be able to walk and think about that project. It's okay to think about work while you're exercising because you're going to be going back to your work. So it's different in other areas of your private life, but I think exercise allows the brain to, you can really focus on things when you're exercising. Yeah. I don't know anybody who's not out on cycling. If you're out cycling, you're constantly thinking about things.
Now, I will mention this. So we have a nice day here today. I do something really similar.
Mhm.
Depending on the weather, so whether I
Mhm.
can go outside or not. And like
Yep.
right now, gym memberships, that's off the table. So um, if the weather is not cooperating and you can't get that fresh air and you can't, it's just not feasible to go outside because of whatever, because it's raining, it's too cold, whatever.
Can I add to
Um,
that?
yeah,
See now, I live in a climate that it could be months before we see sun.
yeah,
So don't let that get you down from going outside. Do what I did. Go buy some rain gear. It's
okay,
out there. It's
yeah.
on Amazon. You can buy
Hey,
rain gear to walk in.
if
I've
that's
got pr
your
yeah,
sure.
do it.
And you know what? I talk to guys at the cycle shop and they're like, "Man, I hate riding indoors. I don't care how cold it is. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm going out." And I get it.
yeah.
Now I use a product called Zwift, ZWIFT,
Mhm. That's for your
and
cycling. Cycling.
it is. It
Yeah.
now they've added the feature for treadmill.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I will see guys on treadmills run past me going the other way.
That's awesome.
In the okay, so it's a virtual reality training program. So here's what that means. So I put my bicycle indoors and I've got a little like trainer stand.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you run Zwift up on your television. Now, if you have a smart TV, a lot of times they'll work. If you have a Chromecast device, you can send it from your laptop.
yeah.
It's compatible with Apple TV, which is where I use it. They have an app that you can run on your phone as a
Mhm.
companion. So I basically have my like phone sitting there on my bicycle and I can like control things.
Yeah.
But up on your television screen, you see other people and you're biking and running with them.
Okay, so do they have their own face? Can you put your own face
Yeah,
on it?
you
Oh,
I
that's
can
awesome.
change my bike, I can change the clothes I'm wearing, I
It's
can
like a
change the
jib jab.
wheels on
Like
my
it
bike, I can change
yeah,
the
yeah.
socks I'm wearing. I mean, they do all kinds of crazy stuff to make it interesting. You can change where you ride. You can
That's cool.
change whether you want something that's got a lot of hills. You can change what
Yeah,
city you want to ride in, on and on. Okay.
right.
So there are indoor options, and Zwift is a pretty good one. It runs about $15 a month if you're looking
Mhm.
to do something indoors
Right.
or go
That's awesome.
outdoors. No matter what you do, remember change
Yeah.
happens.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
I could
What
add
do
an
I so
explicative to
so what do
that,
I
but
mean by that? So best laid plans, no matter what you put on that calendar that we talked about in the beginning,
yeah,
there's going to be changes to it.
that's exactly right.
Don't freak out.
Right.
Okay. It's going to happen. Be prepared for it. Go back to your schedule, move stuff around, follow up. It's part of the, it's just part of it. It's part of
Right.
working from home. Okay.
Remember the advantages of working from home
Yep.
allows you to be able to deal with those things.
Yep. If you got
Whereas
to
when
shift
you
stuff around, look, I would much rather go do a little work at 7 o'clock from 7 to 7:30 at night. If it means that I have the luxury to, under normal circumstances, run out to the grocery store in the middle of the day
Mhm,
because my wife's got something she's working on that she needs.
mhm.
I don't know. Some
Yeah, sugar.
pizza, some pepperoni for her. She's forgot the
Yeah.
pepperoni for the pizza she's making tonight or whatever. Right.
Right,
So
right.
remember that it's a trade off. Like you have to be flexible. Change happens. Don't freak out. If you're so locked down to structure in your day, and you're unwilling to adopt at all, then yeah, then you may be trapped in an office environment,
Mhm.
40
Yeah.
hours a week, I guess.
Right, and I mean, there's pros and cons with everything, but I think that, in my opinion, working from home, the pros definitely outweigh the cons, and
Yeah. Now, if you have a hard time, side note, sidebar,
mhm,
I see a lot of these people right now, and they're sending pictures of their home work environment, and they're posting them on social media, and it's almost comical.
it is.
Because I look at it and I go, well, I couldn't get any work done in that environment either. No one can, right?
Well,
So,
let's speak on that. Let's
all
yeah,
right.
go ahead, speak on let's because that was gonna be one of my points, and I think I don't know if
So,
that's another point, but let's talk about this.
well, look. So, step one is like if you're, and I'm not gonna name the person, but I saw a photo this morning where there's piles of crap on a kitchen table, and there was a
Yeah,
laptop sitting there, and there's the kids stuff over here, and there's
right.
whatever like toys over here, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a work environment.
No, it's not.
You're sitting at your dining room table in the middle of traffic running through your house. You're going to get
Mhm.
interrupted every 3
Yep.
minutes. You've got no place to isolate your focus. It's just not going to. It's not a recipe for success. Jay, do you remember? And now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey. Remember Paul
Oh,
Harvey?
Of course, yeah.
Radio personality Paul Harvey.
Yeah, one of my
Okay.
favorites, man. Yes, of course.
So if you're new to this and you're having trouble getting focused, one of the things that I would suggest, and this is Paul Harvey used to say, he said, even though I have a studio in my home, I always dress professionally when I go on the air. Like he would sometimes just wear a tie,
Mhm.
Wear a sport coat. He's sitting at home and we all see, I mean, we've done it. I do it too, where, you got guys like showing up in sweats on their, Zoom meetings or whatever,
Right.
because they're at home. And that's fine. If you can get things done and you're able to dress comfortably, that is fine.
Yep.
If you are new to this, a good mental trick that you can use is put a company work shirt on, get ready to go to work, just like you're driving into the office, minus the commute. Okay.
Yep.
This will change your mental focus and help you get into work mode. 2 or 3 weeks down the road, once you've got it, you don't have to do this anymore. But look, if you're a Major League Baseball player and you're showing up on the practice field in sweats, you've still got to have the same work ethic as you do in the game. And as long as you can pull that off, you can dress how you want.
That's it. And I work it into my schedule to where I do, I work in sweats in the morning, but I do it intentionally because it makes me schedule to stop, to shower, dress, get ready, and go do my next thing.
Bathroom.
I work it. What I do is I work and then I go work out. I put on my exercise clothing and then go do my exercise, do that, get that out of the way, have my mid-morning snack,
bathroom,
and then shower, break the day up a little bit. But yeah, work environment's key. I mean, you need to be looking at the type of desk you're using because you want to be organized, you want to be efficient, you want to be ergonomically comfortable. And I went through phases of that when I first moved in. I thought that I would just get me this desk and I would sit at this desk with this nice chair, and then all of a sudden I need to stand up and I can't because I got to work. And so you gotta work what suits you best and stick to that. I think I eventually went to a adjustable height desk so that I could stand and work and sit and work. But it also gave me a lot more work surface to work with so that I can get stuff done. And it's my area. Make it your space, which is going to tie into my last thing.
That's right. Whatever that is, does not have to be a full desk setup.
No,
you got to have your own space.
Right.
So, Jay, speaking of getting stuff done, let me ask you a personal question.
Sure.
How's your toilet paper supply?
Oh, mine's all good.
Okay.
Mine's all good, man. But but I bet there's people out there that aren't, and they're really worried about what they're going to do. But I bet you have something to share with them.
It's funny you should ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
Can you spare a square?
So, that should be a trending hashtag. So, Jay stumbled on this a while back. Sometimes you make these discoveries and you're not sure how to work them in. In light of the current situation with the toilet paper shortage, we have both become fond of this product. I'm going to put a link to this on our partscounterguru.com on our website, mentioned on the podcast tab.
Right.
And here, you know what? Let me show you what it is, and then I'll show you. I'll switch screens and I'll show you how to get to it. But these are called Dude Wipes. Now they make I think they make a ladies version also. Although I really don't see why you can't just both use the same one.
It's hypoallergenic and
they're flushable, they're biodegradable.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. Even though they are biodegradable and flushable, if you have the opportunity to get rid of it in another manner without clogging up the system, do it. But they are flushable. Just saying.
So the individual packets, so you can put some in your travel bags or your backpack or whatever, right?
Righto.
Pretty great. And these are in a lot less short supply right now than the old TP. So if you're out of TP, you have an emergency situation, go to our website, Check out the dude wipes. Actually, here, let me see.
Hey, I wonder if the real dude abides.
That's a good question. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a chat? So if you're just
I
joining
do.
us,
Yeah.
we're testing out a new live streaming platform, and we thought, what better way to test out a live streaming platform than to talk about some work from home tips? If UJ were to find some dude wipes on Amazon
Mhm.
and then use our little lookup for the text
Yeah.
tool,
All right.
would you be willing to send that to me in the text chat so that we could see? So I just want to test the chat to see if it works.
Sure. You
And
want me
while you're
to
doing that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to share my screen here with the world.
So you want me to share a link with you? Is that what you're asking
Yeah,
me to do?
just paste it into the chat here, and we'll see.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll
Sure.
see. Um, so let's see. I want this.
Right. And
Okay.
let's go here. And
All right. So there's my screen. That's kind of cool, actually. Hopefully, I've got to update it here.
you get that?
Now, I did not. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's private guest chat. So if we wanted to put it in the,
Oh, I can put it here too. Right
yeah,
here. Hold on.
put it in the YouTube chat stream. Okay, and
There you go.
yeah, there you go. So here is my screen, and shortly I'm going to have this updated. But if you go to mention on the podcast right here at the top,
Mhm.
and then you click on that, it's going to take you to our mention on the podcast page. There's the legal disclaimer that we're required to put there.
Right.
And then right here from the live stream work from home. See, I've already got the circle, the Disney
That's
circle
great.
that we talked about
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna add the other thing here in just a minute while Jay's
Mhm.
talking,
Yeah.
and that'll be
So
updated.
this kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier. Make sure you have reliable equipment. Keith and I are able to do this because we've made some minor upgrades to some things that we work with and telling you, man, just do your homework on your equipment. Don't settle for just anything. Understand the tasks that you have to achieve because not all PCs and not all laptops are equal. So just
That's true.
understand you need to. So a good piece of advice, and I think Keith would be open to this. Keith is an information technology guy. He's managed
Allegedly.
he's managed companies in that regard, and I don't think he would be opposed to. And here's why: he would not be opposed to you coming to him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be working remotely. What should I get?
Oh yeah.
What should I
Oh, for
buy?"
sure.
Talk it through with your IT manager to understand what you're going to be getting done, and don't be afraid to ask them because
Yeah,
it's going to make your life a lot less frustrating when you're trying to perform a task. I mean, if it's like printers and scanners, I mean, a lot of people don't think about those things. But, maybe your boss, your company has in the budget because you're going to be working from home now, enough in the budget to go buy you $100 scanner. They're out there. There's good ones out there, but there's also apps out there like Genius Scan, which is a really good tool for your smartphone that you can scan a
that's right.
document, several
That's right.
documents, and you can email them from there. So sometimes you have to think outside the box um, to make these things work. And we podcasted yesterday, and it hasn't aired yet. It will, but we were talking about one thing specifically, which is sometimes you have to rub sticks together to make things work, man. And you got to think outside the box to get to the end game. But prepare for that. You know, understand what is expected of you. And again, over communication. I can't stress that enough. Understand the task at hand so that you can get your job done. Nothing's worse than somebody saying, your boss saying, "Hey, I was expecting that report by 8 a.m. this morning, and you didn't get it to me until 10. What happened?" And for you to say, "Well, I had an issue with, I didn't have a printer. I had to run down to Kinko's or wherever, and I don't have a way to scan." Just those sorts of things. All of those take time away from you getting your job done. So just
All right.
be prepared for it.
I'm going to skip
So,
ahead to my last point. It's
okay.
okay. We can do these out of order.
Go
I
for it,
can't.
man. I've got a last
I
point too. So
I can't take this anymore. I can't take sitting here listening to you lay out the facts and the biblical truth and not support your statements.
right on. Communicate, man. Yeah, that's it. Over communicate.
So what that means is, in addition to what Jay just said, have regular conversations with your team, whoever your peers are. Look, if somebody's expecting you to get something done in a day, and you are realistically the only parent at home, and you have 4 kids, and you have nobody right now with the coronavirus situation to watch your kids, you got to go back to them and say, "Look, I need 3 days."
Yeah,
And you might have to explain why. Don't play this game of wait until the kids go to bed and then try to knock it out in 4 hours after that. I mean, that's going to work for the first few days, and then you're going to be exhausted, and then you're going to be cranky because you still got to get up early when the kids get up. It isn't going to work forever. No. And you're going to probably be in this work from home situation for longer than you can run at that pace. You've got to communicate. If your boss is a jerk and they're just unflexible with you on this, we can't change reality, but the reality in that situation is you're learning now that this may be a person that you don't want to work for long term. So but you've got to be realistic. You've got to meet reality on reality's terms, and you've got to communicate that. And you may have to find ways to deliver bad news, but if you don't communicate, it's going to not end well for anyone. It's not going to end well for anyone. Sorry.
Right. No.
So, by the way, Dude Wipes is up on the website now.
Awesome.
Did you see the?
Got some more audience now.
Fresh Balls product.
Yes.
Up there.
I did.
So it looks like it's about $10 for a pack, and they've got They've got Prime on most of them. Although nowadays I don't know when that'll get to you.
Yeah, that's a big problem with the delivery services right now. So
I've got a couple bonus round items, but I've got one more. Do you want to? You've got one more, right?
Should I? Oh, we got our friends from Brazil
hey guys.
watching. Let me say hi to.
Vico.
Hi to,
yeah, what's up, guys?
Vico.
We're working from home. We're live, so we're testing out. So for you guys that just joined, we're testing out a new live streaming platform. During this coronavirus shutdown, we thought, what better way to do it than to do a little live stream talking about working from home.
Exactly. So can I? Your last point, you already made it?
No, I got one. I've got one more and a couple bonus round items. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, the one thing that.
Oh wait, hey.
Right on. Know when to log off. Know when. Know when to turn the lights out. Seriously. You have a life to live. Don't let your home work control your life.
Healthy work-life balance.
Absolutely. So, again, I said it earlier. Don't feel guilty when you don't have something completely done. Understand the scope of the project and when it has to be done, and work it back into your schedule. You'll figure it out. I'm telling you, and Keith will as well, that the more you learn how to schedule yourself out, the more efficient you become. And then all them people going into the office and driving 30 miles to commute every day, you can just sit back and smile and just appreciate the fact that you're able to work from home. And again, my productivity,
zero traffic. Zero traffic.
I got nobody coming in, hanging in my door in my office, coming from down the hall, getting up off of their desk because they need a break and coming chatting with me and talking about, hey, did you see, all those things are fine and dandy. I love the social life of that, but it kills productivity.
I got a side tip for you on those lines.
Okay.
Now, this is something I've been doing for a couple years, and I love it. And This actually came from Richard Branson. You know Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson.
Yeah,
Richard Branson, right?
Virgin, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Airlines.
Airlines, yeah.
He's not a okay.
Virgin Records, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just felt the need to
He
clarify there, man. Okay.
he's a big deal. He's a big deal.
This
He's
is
a
going to
guy.
sound crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, he owns Virgin Airlines.
Virgin
He's got a
Records.
space. Whatever, man. The guy's huge. He's a big deal. Okay. If
Yeah,
you don't
he
know who
likes
he is, you've been living under a
he
rock.
likes balloons. He likes
Yeah.
balloons. Yeah.
So this was a tip that he gave that I thought sounded extremely crazy at the time, and I decided to try it. And it didn't take me but about a week of trying it, and now I've lived my life by this for 2 years.
Hmm.
Don't answer your phone. Don't. You have voicemail for a reason. Here's why.
Yep.
If you have, so back to that schedule we were talking about in the beginning.
Yep.
You've got some objectives for the day. You've blocked out time for those. Okay. If that phone rings and it ends up being a 30-minute phone call of somebody needing something that you didn't plan for,
Mm-hmm.
your whole day is now hijacked in terms of your schedule being changed. Now, yes.
Be in charge.
Yes. Change happens. Yes, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you let that phone call go to voicemail, you are in control of your time still. So if it's an urgent matter, you can call them back in a couple minutes and talk through whatever it is you need to deal with.
Typically, if it's an urgent matter, they will leave a voicemail.
Right. But
if they don't, then
what I have found, Jay, is that it's always an urgent matter to the person calling, but it may not be an urgent matter to your tasks for the day.
Right.
And so you're going to, by answering that phone, you're going to give up your control over your schedule.
Right.
I'm not saying don't call them back. I'm not saying don't treat it important as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying you decide how important it is and where it fits in your schedule that you are responsible for by not answering the phone. Now, look, if it's Jay, I'm going to answer the phone if I can.
Well, sometimes you don't.
I'm outside. I was outside last night.
But you tell me. You can call me anytime. If I answer, then
but that's because you understand the rules of...
Right.
Not everyone does. People just call you and don't understand that you've got other stuff going on. So for most people, except for Jay, I apply that rule and don't answer the phone. Okay. Here's my last one. Hey, don't take it from me. Take it from Richard Branson. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Milestones.
This is bonus round. This is bonus round.
Well,
stuff,
I got
right?
bonus round stuff too, but this is milestones versus steps. Okay.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm watching an NXS video, man.
Yeah. Well.
Resonate, recreate.
So know the difference.
Procreate
between milestones and steps. Also know your NXS. Do not expect. Don't schedule milestones on your calendar. That's the most simplistic way I can give it to you. Schedule steps. Okay.
Yeah.
If you've got if Jay and I are working on a video, and our goal is to have that video published on YouTube, I am not going to put 3 hours on my calendar that says publish our YouTube video for the Parts Counter Gurus. I'm going to put 45 minutes for edit the widget video. Right. And then, 30-minute phone call with Jay to talk about, keywords and tag strategies and all that.
Right.
And so on. So I'm scheduling steps. If you schedule milestones, it is a recipe for success. I mean, for failure. Milestones, bad. Steps, good. Look, Ray Salon did not write an entire album in one day or
no, they
evening.
did not. Nope.
You do it one song at a time. I'm sure Vico would agree with that.
Did you catch that, Vico?
Schedule your steps and communicate that back to the other one with your team, with your boss. Steps.
Yeah, I like that, man. Is that a Keithism or?
I guess it's just what works for me.
It's good, man. Well, and again, we need to stress that it's you just said it. It's got to be what works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, then try something else.
See, Vico agrees.
Yeah, Vico's great. Yeah, C-listers.
Oh, by the way, and I think the easiest way to do this is to send them to partscountergurus.com/Raysalon, RHASALON.
You
Did I spell
got
that
it,
right?
man. Yes, you did. That's awesome.
Check them out. I have a new EP. Is it? Yeah, the new
New EP.
EP.
Yeah, yep.
It's a good metal band. It's probably
Yeah,
my favorite metal
really,
band.
really good
Yeah,
metal band.
yeah.
It's
We did a podcast with them. You can check that out too.
yeah,
Go check
great
their
stuff.
album out. They've got
Couple
quite a
really
few albums out.
Yeah, they do, man. Their old stuff is really good too, man, and they've done some covers, and they were just involved in a Kiss tribute, album, in Brazil, and, they recorded, I think, "Crazy, Crazy Nights," and it's a
Yep.
really good cover of it, man. They did a great job, so love
We've
those
used
guys.
some of
Those
their
guys are
stuff
great.
and are also going to use more of their stuff. And at
Right.
CVCO, you never know what we're going to talk about. You show up and we start talking about you. Okay,
Right. So
so
so real quick though, while
yeah,
we're on the subject of Vico and Razorlon, I spoke with Vico a little bit last night, as well as Adamir,
what are you
is their
guys
bass
using?
player.
WhatsApp or what?
WhatsApp, yeah, and
Yeah.
I spoke with Leonardo, the lead singer, this morning. Just so you guys know that, and these guys are all brothers to me as well, but we are not alone in this COVID-19 outbreak. These guys are dealing with it as well as we are. We spoke about that. They are also in stay-at-home mode.
South America,
Yep, South
southern
America,
part of Brazil.
Brazil, yeah,
Yep.
yep. Not so bad right where they're at, but São Paulo is really, really
Well, they're a little
bad
bit
right now.
more rural,
Yes, they
and
are
that's probably going to work in
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 their
y'all's
favor.
favor, as we say here
Yeah.
in the South. But
For sure.
yeah,
So we're thinking about you guys. So
yes,
just know that. But
stay home
I
if you
wanted to
can.
stress that to our audience because um this is not just the US. This is definitely a global issue
Yep.
and it's not going to go away very quickly, I don't believe. So anyway, I'm not a medical guy, professionals, but I can only go on what I'm
Hey,
seeing and
hey,
what I'm
Jay.
being told. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, crazy, crazy nights. Nice.
People try to take my soul away,
Love it.
but I don't hear the rap that they all say.
All right, that's all you get.
Yeah, go buy it.
You
It's
got to
good.
go listen to them. You got to, if you want to hear more,
Yeah,
go check them
that's the-
out. There's a link on our website.
That's the cover, man. Good stuff, man.
I've got it. I've got 4 or 5 of them here. I just thought that was the most appropriate one since you just talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff.
How's that, man? Is that fast enough for you?
See?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
there you go.
the 2 bonus round items we've
Okay.
already covered. They were screens are a reward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
and this is for grown-ups as well as kids. Screens are a reward. Do not start your day on screens. Now, look, if you're an adult and you're watching the news for an hour before you head off to work, fine. You know,
So how
or
do you do
whatever.
that?
But
How do you prevent yourself from wanting to go over and pick up your phone? Let's talk about that. What is a good practice?
goes back to that calendar,
Just-
man. It's routine. It's okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna get
Because
up.
you're
gonna-
probably just as guilty as anyone, right? Where
Yeah.
you want to go grab that phone and begin communicating, right?
Well, so yes, but prioritization, and it's hard for me sometimes because I got a little bit of that ADD going on, and I'll get distracted. So my morning routine is, I'll get up about 11:30 in the morning. No, I'm kidding. I'll get up. I'll go to the kitchen. I'll grind some coffee. I've got a press, and it takes about 4 minutes to heat the water up, and then it's
Mhm.
another 4 minutes that the coffee sits in the press.
Mhm.
And in that time, in that 8 minutes, let's just say 10 minutes, I'll get a piece of fruit or banana or something.
Mhm.
And I just saw Vico's comment. He he heard us.
Yeah.
And I'll have something to eat. I'm becoming a big fan of fruit until noon. And if I've got a couple minutes there to sit on screens, then I will while I'm looking at news or whatever. But the minute that my coffee timer goes off. It's cup of coffee to the office,
Mhm.
pull open the email. Okay. Or whatever's on my calendar, like pull open the calendar. Yeah. And usually the first 30 minutes of my day is responding to emails. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, um, so that's how I deal with it, because the calendar takes priority over anything else. Not answering the phone includes not letting the screen distract you. Now, in 45 minutes, if I take a break, I might flip the news on TV or, whatever and try to catch up. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't
You know,
go
you
right
can
to the screens.
right, and especially this day and time with what the current, situation is here in the world,
Yep.
you could really, really get sucked into the news and anything
Oh,
on that
yeah.
phone very quickly just because of breaking stuff. Just remember, man, that news is gonna be there
It
in
will.
in 3 hours. And if you look at your feed, if you subscribe to specific news outlets or whatever, it'll be
Right.
there.
That's right.
Just and in reality, what can happen sometimes, and I have found this because I'm guilty of it. I've gone and watched the news, and it's completely ruined my day because of what I saw or what I had to listen
Yeah.
to, or I got completely sucked in, and I've had to reschedule things just to make it work. And again, these are things that you have to learn. You have to discipline yourself. Discipline is
That's right.
key. You
That's
know.
right. So the other pro tip that I had was, we've already talked about this. If you're new to this and you're having a hard time getting dialed in, dress the part.
Yeah.
Right. So put your
Yep.
work shirt on, put your work
I
hat
love it.
on like Jay's got.
I love it.
Just
Yeah.
do what you got to do to make yourself feel like you're in work mode. Those
Yep.
are those are bonus round stuff.
Those are bonus round stuff, and from personal experience, I can tell you that early on when I started working remotely, I was actively looking for office space to rent to feel like I was going to an office.
Could get dialed in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and until I found my sweet spot, until I found what worked for me, and I think that once you do that, you're gonna, again, like I said, you're gonna really, really realize how beneficial it is working from home, and
Right.
once you crack that nut, as they say,
Yep.
you're gonna go, "I don't know if I wanna go to an office environment
Yeah.
anymore."
Oh,
You're gonna try to it is. You're gonna
it will
try
get
some
to the point,
entrepreneurial stuff and
if you're propositioned with more money, sometimes that's not enough to convince you to go back. You're like, ooh, I don't know. I like my
I don't
freedom.
know. I like my freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like being able to just go grab a dude wipe whenever I want.
You know,
So, yeah, Jay.
I was just gonna say, and so I think working from home too can also give you the opportunity to set some personal goals, like, maybe you wanna be on a weight loss plan, maybe you wanna be on
Yes.
an exercise plan that you never could,
That box of donuts shows up in the office. It's hard to say no.
right. This is an opportunity for you to be able to do
Yep.
that because you can work it into your schedule. It's easier because you don't have Sally down the hall coming in and saying, "Hey, we need to get such and such on order. Have you approved this or whatever?"
So
And you were headed out the door for your 10 o'clock or whatever, and now you got to stop what you're doing because that comes first.
let's mention one more thing here, and then
Mhm.
I know you're already prepared, but I was gonna say be prepared to kind of talk about some social stuff. But
Sure. Yep.
I'm not speaking for Jay here. I have worked in an environment where I've had bosses that just despise the work from home ethic because they felt like you were just asking for permission to go home and play. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you do this right, you can show them that you can be more productive, and it doesn't take 8 hours to do it. And you can earn their trust if you do it right. And sometimes people give you that pressure of, they don't allow you to work from home because they don't know how to manage or monitor your productivity.
Right.
And you have to sort of teach them that. And the way that you do that is with metrics. Now, we've already talked about taking steps versus milestones.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have somebody that's not comfortable with the work from home ethic, and right now they're going to have to be, show them the way. Say, look, let's put some things on a calendar that you need to have accomplished from me or my team.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever those are, let's agree to it. And then we will come back to you and either give you regular status updates or progress updates, or at that date, we will have a deliverable. And if you continue to do that and you succeed in that, you will teach that person that you are dependable enough to work from home. That's the secret. set your milestones, then go back and set steps to get there, and you will show them how this works. Sometimes you have to teach the boss, and you do it in a way that's,
Yep.
a little bit more subtle, right?
Yep. That's it. Show them the way. Sometimes your employer, your boss may be old school.
This could be a
And
good thing because right now they don't have a choice. They've got to let you work from home.
Mhm.
So do a good job at it, and then you might be able to continue it, and then you enjoy some of those freedoms that we talked about.
Right. And it prepares them for the future. If something like
Yeah.
this occurs again,
Yeah.
you know it can happen. But
Right.
I personally, I feel you're doing yourself, and obviously there are limitations in certain occupations, so it does not allow you to do that. But
Right. I mean, if you're, a nurse, probably not.
right,
But
you
yeah.
can't. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. But
Or
yeah,
a
man,
Walmart employee.
working from home is not a bad thing. It can eat you alive if you let it. But if you take some of the tips that Keith and I have shared with you today, from personal experience, I think you can find your sweet spot. So
So, Jay,
where do they want to find us? Is
man,
that what
I
we want to
mean,
talk about?
so I guess first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody that is not only watching this now, but will watch it later because we're going to leave this up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we hope it's helpful to you. And please consider leaving a comment to us or subscribing or giving us a thumbs up. That would help us out a ton. Do we want to? And this has been a test, by the way, of a live stream
Yeah.
platform. Thanks for
Yeah. Thanks
humoring us.
Yeah, enduring the glitches and stuff
Yeah.
that come along with that stuff. But we're sampling out a few new platforms, and we'll see which one suits our needs best. Our ultimate goal by doing this, obviously, is to give you guys the best experience um, by watching us, and we want to be able to deliver to you good audio, good visual, good content, all in one package where it's a good experience for you guys. So first and foremost, we really appreciate anybody who is watching, anybody who will watch this, anybody who is our subs already, our subscribers. We really appreciate it. It helps us out tremendously. If you are a subscriber on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, you can go to youtube.com/Parts Counter Gurus. If you go there, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up on the videos that you like. If you ring the bell, it lets you know when we release a video, and you can it'll be in your alerts to let you know we've released something. Please tell friends, share our videos, share anything you can. All of that helps us. All of that is free to you, but it's priceless to us. We really, really do appreciate it. We can't continue to do this without you helping us out. So we really appreciate it. And our goal at the end of the day is to continue to be able to do this for you guys.
Check it out, Jay. There's our YouTube page.
Yeah, that's nice, man. I love it. That's great. I love technology. So yeah, so now let's move over to Facebook.
Oh, let's see if I can keep up with you. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
keep up
go.
with me. So you're going to go to facebook.com/Parts Counter Gurus. And we would also love a like our page, share our page. We post a lot of different things. We add some of our podcasts and our videos. We'll put a link up on our Facebook page for you guys to go check it out, which is pretty awesome. We've got a lot of neat things there. It's a great medium for most people. Keeps us in the
Looks like Jay posted something funny this morning.
Well, actually, our good friend Ken Peterson,
there you go,
posted that, and I stole it from him. I told him, I said, I'm going to steal it from him. I got to share this. It's great. That was pretty awesome.
It is pretty great.
Yeah. So, but we're also over on Twitter, right?
Yes.
So why don't you tell our audience what that is and what our Twitter handle is?
Okay. It is. Hang on for me one second.
Yeah. So it's.
Yes, we're live. We are live right now.
So
this fits perfectly into our work from home.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
Man, this is awesome.
Here. Let me hide the screen so you can see. Here, you're gonna be on this. I'm warning you. So you better be. If you stick your head in here, people are gonna be able to see you. Okay. No. Okay. Where have you been?
Washing mommy's car.
Wash mom's car. Well, that's a good.
Oh,
that's a good.
That's a good task. Yeah.
It's a good parts counter guru's task. There's
Keeping
car wash kits on sale on Amazon right now. We've got them linked on our website, everybody.
So we talked about that the other day, where you can wash your car. You can say hi there.
Hey, buddy.
You can wash your car. That helps you keep your social distance while keeping your hands clean.
Yep.
You can listen to some great music and maybe have an adult beverage while you're doing that. That's all fun.
Me, not him, right?
Yeah, you. Yeah, not him.
All right.
But,
so we're testing out a new live stream platform. So, Jay, to answer your question, we are at The Counter Show.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Twitter, I believe you
That's
can
our
do.
handle.
I'm
Our handle
testing this
is-
in real time. The
Yep.
Counter Show.
The Counter Show.
I believe if you go to twitter.com/The Counter Show. Yep, there we are.
There you
How
go.
about that?
Perfect.
Oh, and look, there's our the car wash kit that I was talking about just a second
That's
ago.
awesome. That's good stuff, man. Yeah, I reviewed that. Reviewed that product. Not long ago.
There's a video on our
our
website.
Purchased it for myself. I was in need of something, and these guys are great. The chemical guys. If you don't know who they are, you need to go check them out. You can follow them on Facebook and stuff too. So yeah, and then you can also check out our website, which is partscounterguru.com. When you're at partscounterguru.com, you will want to go up to the left-hand side of the page. We showed you this earlier on our live stream here, where we have podcast links. And on those, at that podcast link area, you'll notice that we're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. Is that right? Google Podcast.
Hi, Robert, by the way. I can't hear you, Jay. So should I just let him take over?
Yeah, let him take over.
You got to talk you're not going to talk. Okay. All right. You had your chance, man. Maybe next week.
He's in the command center there.
He had it. I gave him the keys, man.
Well, what you need to do is get a headphone splitter the next time for him.
There you go.
Get him his own set of headphones.
Yeah.
So always thinking outside the box, Keith. Always thinking outside the box, Keith. So
All
there
right.
you go. Check us out. partscounterguru.com.
So, one more.
One more plug.
Now,
One more.
I don't think they have Walmarts in South America, do they?
No, I don't think so.
This is an adult coloring book. We're going to link to it on our website. It's great. It makes a great gift while you're at home, while you're trapped at home. This is great. Idle time usage, and as Jay pointed out yesterday, if you run out of toilet paper, not a bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Masterpiece versus masterpiece.
This is the People of Walmart adult coloring book. Okay. We've got a link to this on our website. Okay. And it's every bit as crazy as now, Vico, if you're still listening,
If you have
I
a
know
Walmart,
they probably don't have Walmarts in South America, but I can just tell you that there is a real website called People of Walmart. It's the craziest stuff you'll ever see in terms of people's appearances. And these coloring book pages are taken from actual photos. Now, here's one. And this is one of these, Jay. The longer you look at this picture, the weirder it gets.
right?
So at first glance, you see one guy looking at another guy, and this other guy, he's checking out some sort of bottled item. And
Is
then
he
you look
in-
a little closer, and he's got like a purse in his hand.
Yeah.
And then he's got shorts on with like combat boots.
I don't know. I'm not sure those are shorts, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
you might
thinking that
see
might
the
be a long
longer you
sweater or
look.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get creative with that, guys.
So
That's funny.
and then this is not one that you have seen yet.
Oh, so no Walmart in Brazil.
No Walmarts
V-
in Brazil.
Yeah,
Well, probably
Thank
lucky.
you for clarifying, Vico.
Um,
You're probably better off because
this is what appears to be a grown man dressed like a baby with pacifier and the whole deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And for those
In
of you who know Walmart,
the diapers aisle.
this is not far fetched for these sorts of things. These are supposedly based on true images that people had taken in Walmart. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is an actual. Let's save that one for another day. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. I don't think you've seen this one yet. Major, we were watching a movie Disney released earlier last night called Onward, and there's a centaur. It's half man, half horse. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, here we have in the aisles of Walmart a man dressed as such.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With some sort of, I don't know. It looks like it's got wheels on the back. He's in costume.
He does. He's got it. It looks like he's got one of those that does have wheels on the back, and he's probably has a breast suit on.
Yeah.
That
Right.
so it doesn't like kill his back, but that's Why?
So
Why? What's
I don't know, man.
why?
But use this to pass the time. We'll put a link to it on partscounterguru.com. Look for the mentioned on a podcast tab. You'll find it. It's good stuff, man. It's real. This is a real book. I promise. It's real.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Nah. Also, didn't we? Let's go ahead and plug something while we're on here too. Do we have it on our mentioned on the podcast? The Last Dinosaur.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I can get it up there.
We need
That's
to get
Marlon,
that up
right?
there. That's Marlon. I read that when we put it up there. I encourage.
Is that his parenting book?
It's basically how the roles of men and women have changed. From baby boomer to Gen X, and now where we're at, and how the home life works. He has a very good take on that, and it was a really good read. And I got to tell you, man, I took a lot from it, and I think from a relationship standpoint, it's a really, really good read for men more so than women. So it's called The Last Dinosaur. So
we'll put a link up
there. Yeah. It's a Marlon Chopper Young, who was an actor we had on recently on our podcast. So
yeah. So I'm going to give you a choice, but you only have, it's an either or situation. You can take my phone into the other room because it'll pick up if I put the speaker on here, and you can watch it, or you can stand right here and be on camera, but you won't be able to hear if you stand right here. Okay, wait. I got to get you going here. Have
you not got earbuds?
Screens.
Have you not got earbuds?
I don't have a splitter handy. That's the problem.
To plug into your phone.
Yeah. So here you go. So let's go live stream, and boom. Here you go. So let's go. Oh, there's a little bit of a delay. Let's go live stream. There you go. Bye, Major.
See you, Major.
So,
by the way, that's that guy. Trust me. If you want to ask us a question about a car,
yeah, you go to him, right?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. He knows his stuff.
We were trapped at the Ford dealer over the weekend. That podcast is about to come out, and he literally showed me some things as we walked around the dealership. We saw a King Ranch expedition.
Yeah.
And he's telling me about all the stuff in it, and it's mind blowing. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching and listening and liking and subbing and all that.
Thank you for allowing us to test this, and and if you've taken the time to watch it, we really appreciate it for sure.
I gotta go get my phone back. So for Major over there that ran off, and Jay over there,
right here,
over there. Wait, there he is. I'm Keith. Thanks, you guys. We will see you soon. Bye, everybody.
See ya. Thanks.